Hey there, Wellness and Mobility Coach Hannah here, bringing you a little 15-minute hip strengthening workout. This little workout is going to be done completely with a little band here. Whatever resistance you have is fine. The entire workout can also be done without a band, so don't worry if you don't have one. You can also get these on Amazon, Walmart, pretty much any athletic store. Doesn't have to be anything fancy or anything too super heavy. As always, I'll link my Spotify down below. Feel free to check out any of my playlists, use your own music, or you don't even have to use any music at all. Let's get started. First, we're going to get started by bringing this band and putting it on above our knees here. So you just step into it like a pair of pants. You want it right above the knees. Now they make fabric and like plastic versions of this, and the fabric ones are way better for people who, especially guys, people who have a little bit of leg hair. I just think the fabric ones don't roll as much as the rubber ones, as you can clearly see. So anyways, once you have the band on your legs right above the knees here, we're going to bring our feet into a hip distance position. We're going to just do some lateral steps. So with our feet in hip distance position, we're going to sit our glutes back like we're sitting back into a chair. We don't want to just come straight down because then our knees go forward and we don't activate our glutes. Now, a lot of people will tell you that you don't want your knees going above your toes. That is not true. Everybody's body anatomy is a little bit different. What we do want, though, is we want to make sure that we're not sitting down and sitting into the front of our body like this. We want to make sure we're sitting into the back of our body. So as long as you're sitting down and back, as if you're sitting down into a chair that's behind you, you're going to be okay, even if your knees happen to go in front of your toes, okay? So in this position here, we're going to do some lateral side steps. So we're going to keep our feet hip distance. Take one leg, my right leg, for example, we're going to step out as wide as we can while still staying low. Bring it back together in that hip distance position. Now, I don't want to walk straight towards the camera, so I'm going to turn this way so we can see. Big step out, medium step back to center. Out, center. Now, I'm just going to do the length of my mat. Feel free if you have a larger space to go all in one direction. I'm going to go a few steps down and out, just going down the length of my mat. Feel free to do the same, whatever works for you in the space that you have available. The goal is here to keep our chest uplifted. We want to stay seated down into the hips, really pushing those hips back. So we're activating the glutes. This should burn. A lot of people think that Now, a lot of people think that because our hips are tight or we have low back pain. All right, let's see. Now, a lot of people think that because we have some low back pain or pain in our hips, that means that they are tight. Most often than not, it just means that they are weak. So the way that we can go about that is by strengthening our glute medius and our glute maximus. Now, I don't know how many I've done, but we want to do upwards of about 10 to 12 reps on each side. Once the glutes are burning, then you know you've succeeded. Good. Go ahead and shake it out. Shake those glutes out. Whew. Go ahead and release. Keep the band, but release the hips by bringing the feet a little bit closer together. Next move we're going to do is still standing, our internal and external rotation of the hips. So our hips are responsible for our internal rotation, which is bringing our femur, our leg, in, and then externally out. Internal and external rotation. Our hip is a ball and socket joint, so it's responsible for a lot more. For the internal, the external, we've got flexion and extension as well. Right now we're working on the internal and external rotation. So I want to start with those feet hip distance again. Coming down into our little half squat. We call this a half squat, keeping the chest up, glutes go back from the side. Chest up, glutes go back. From here, we want to make sure that our feet stay flat on the ground. We're going to do one side at a time, so choose the side that you're going to work on. Foot stays flat on the ground. And we think about driving with the knee. So our knee comes in pretty much as far as it can with comfortably, and then we're going to press it out. Again, our foot stays flat on the floor because we're really working on that internal and external rotation. The resistance of the band is just going to give you a little bit added. If you don't have a band, it's okay. You can do all this stuff without a band. The most important thing to remember if you don't have a band is to make sure that you are creating that internal resistance. Now, you don't want to just be whipping in and out, right? We want to make sure that we're really nice, slow, controlled motions. Keep breathing. Stopping for just a second on the internal and external rotation. And do about 10 to 12 reps on each side. And I've totally lost count, so we're going to just switch sides. Good, and now go ahead and relax and release for a second, because I'm sure your glutes and your hip flexors are a little bit on fire. And then we're going to do both together. So take that half squat position, sit those hips back. We're going to do both of the legs at the same time. So really press outwards into the band, keeping the foot flat on the floor. Bring them in together. And together. If you want to step your feet a little bit farther apart for this one to get a little bit more internal rotation, you can do that. Keep breathing. Good, and relax, nice and easy. Oh my goodness. Wonderful. Band stays right where it's at, and we're just going to go down right onto the floor. So it's going to stay right here, like I said, where it's at, above the knees. We're going to come into a side lying position. So with this, we want to bend the knees, stack the legs so they're on top of each other. Forearm comes down onto the floor, shoulder is stacked, and we want to make sure we're not dumping down into that shoulder. We really want to stay pressed, so we're pressing the floor away from us. We're going to straighten that top leg. We've got some little rainbows, some straight leg rainbows. So the goal is to keep our hips stacked. We don't want to lean that top hip back. We want to make sure that they stay nice and stacked. So that top leg that's extended is going to tap in front of you. I'm going to move a little bit further ahead because I have a wall behind me. So we're going to tap that leg. We're going to lift it up and back as far as we can while still keeping that high hip, that upper hip stacked on top of the lower one. So we want to keep ourselves forward. We don't want to roll back and open, but we really want to focus on engaging through the glute and stacking the hips. Core stays engaged too. So bring a nice big rainbow. This is what I was mentioning about the band rolling. It's okay, as long as it's not hurting you. Keep breathing. Watch the shoulder. Do about 10 to 12 reps. Ooh, and relax. Oh my goodness. That gluteus should be on fire. All right, we're going to switch over, do the other side. So again, stacking the knees, hips are stacked, releasing the shoulder away from the ear. We don't want to be all crunched up. We want to be nice and strong. Top leg extends. Keep the hips facing forward. Take that top leg pointed out in front of you. Bring it all the way back. Rainbow. So we want to really try to get this leg up as high as we can without losing that form. You might find that one side's easier than the other. That means you're human. Also means you might have a little bit of a muscular imbalance. But that more often than not comes with being a human. So it's good and important to, that was not a good rep. I was distracted by an ant. I feel like if you watch enough of my videos, you will see some form of animal interaction in every single one of them. Back to what I was saying, muscular imbalance. Most humans have them. It's a matter of becoming aware of them and working to fix them. Whether that be with a coach, probably with a coach, because they can help you figure that out. Oh my gosh, my glutes are on fire. I have no idea how many we've done. Whew. So we're going to call that good. Take a little breather. Fix your band if you need to. These stinky little bands. We got 2 more exercises. So come into a side lying position again. Pretty much exactly how we were. I'm just going to start back on my right side to keep things nice and kosher and even. So we're going to be doing a little clamshell adduction lift here. So bend the knees, bend at the hips just a little bit. So you want to make sure that we're stacked. You don't have to have those legs all the way back so you're in like a straight line. You kind of want to be in almost like a slight V, okay? So maybe not like, what's a line? 100? No, 180? I don't know. Not like a full line, but like a small angle. I guess it would be a wide angle because a small angle is like this, a wide angle. Anyways, I'm not a mathematician, okay? So we want to be in this stacked position here. Forearm on the floor. Sorry if you can hear this dog barking. I live on the beach. There's always going to be something that's coming out. So forearm stacked on the floor. Release the shoulder away from the ear. We want to make sure that we're stacked in the hips, stacked in the knees. So we're going to start with the clamshell. Keep the toes together. Open that top knee. Pressing into the band if you've got one. Bring it all the way down. Now, your foot and your leg stay in one position, and we're going to lift up. So the foot comes with it. The foot and the knee both lift up. They stay at the same level. Relax. Open that clamshell, feet together. Bring it back. Lift with the leg and the knee. Clamshell, feet together. Lift. Abduction. Lift. Watch the shoulder. Whew. Lift. Core stays engaged, glute stays engaged. I think that this should be about 12. So we're going to relax. Oh my gosh, my shoulder. All right, we are switching sides. So stack yourself, stack your hips, stack your knees, stack your shoulder over your elbow. Forearm flat on the floor. You want that little bit of a bend in your hips, not a straight line, okay? We're going here. Clamshell. Toes together, knees apart. Bring it together. Lift with the knee and the foot. Bring it back down. Here we go. Clamshell. Lift. Core stays engaged. It's also important to note that our hips stay stacked when we're lifting that abduction move right here. We want to make sure, even during our clamshells too, but mostly during that abduction lift, that our hips stay stacked. We don't want to be wide and open. Oh my gosh, I forgot to count. What am I doing? Do you think as a coach I've spent so many years learning how to count to 10 with my clients. It's a little bit different when you're doing it yourself, I guess, and filming a video. Guys, a cat scratched my mat all up. I don't want to talk about it. Let's just do one more for good measure. Woo! My goodness. Take a little breather. We're going to move that band down to the ankles now. We got one last move here. So that band comes down to our ankles or above the ankles. So it's in like the mid shin area, mid to lower shin area. And we're going to flip all the way over onto our stomachs. So we've got these little Superman abduction type dealios. So we want to be in our first Superman position. So our arms extended out in front, face down, toes are pointed. Relax all the way down. Superman first. So we're going to inhale, squeeze everything. 3 little pulses. 2, 3 with the feet. Whew. I'm going to do that 10 times. Lift up. 1, 2, 3. Lower. Up. 1, 2, 3. Good. Don't let the band fling your legs back in. You really want to stay super controlled with the abductions here. That was either 4 or 5. We'll call that 5. Keep breathing. 3 more. Last one. Gosh, I'm the worst counting today. All right, we're gonna call that 10. Hi, yikes. If you did this right, those glutes should literally be feeling it, lit up. Alrighty, go ahead and take your band off. And that's it. Thank you so much for joining me for this little 15-minute hip strengthening routine. Feel free to do this as many rounds as you like. Incorporate this a few times a week to start seeing some strengthening results and a little bit less pain in the hips. Thank you all so much for joining me. It's always a pleasure to be here, share this practice with you. I'm so grateful that you showed up for yourselves, honor your body and your practice, and allowed me to guide you. See you soon. Follow and subscribe for more. Till next time. Bye.